Hello, and welcome back to Econ Unlocked. If you've ever found yourself asking, why does everything feel so expensive? Or, where did my paycheck go? You're not alone. The answer, in large part, is inflation. It's a word we hear constantly in the news, but its true meaning and impact can often feel abstract. Today, we're going to change that. We're going to take a deep dive into inflation, a force that silently but relentlessly changes the value of our money. We'll demystify what it is, uncover its root causes, and most importantly, arm you with the knowledge to protect your financial future. Let's unlock the secrets of inflation together. What exactly is inflation? At its core, inflation is a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. To put it simply, it means your money loses its purchasing power. A dollar today buys you less than it did yesterday, and much less than it did a year ago. A small, predictable amount of inflation is actually a healthy sign for an economy. Central banks often aim for a low, stable inflation rate, typically around 2% per year. This encourages consumer spending and business investment because people know that waiting to buy something will likely cost them more later. It keeps the economic engine humming along. However, when inflation accelerates and becomes unpredictable, it creates instability. It can make financial planning impossible, erode savings, and create an environment of fear and uncertainty. This is the kind of inflation we need to understand and prepare for. The main causes of inflation. So, what lights the fuse on this economic phenomenon? Inflation is a complex beast, but it's typically driven by a mix of two major forces. 1. Demand pull inflation. This is the classic too much money chasing too few goods scenario. It happens when consumers feel confident and have more money to spend, perhaps from government stimulus, rising wages, or cheap credit. This surge in demand overwhelms the available supply, and businesses respond by raising prices. Think of an event like the post-pandemic recovery, when everyone wanted to travel and dine out again, driving up the prices for flights and restaurant meals. 2. Cost push inflation. This occurs when the cost of producing things increases. It could be due to a spike in the price of raw materials like oil or lumber, a disruption in the supply chain that makes it more expensive to get products to market, or a widespread increase in wages. Companies, in turn, have no choice but to pass these higher costs on to you, the consumer. A great example is the recent chip shortage, which made it more expensive to manufacture everything from cars to smartphones. How inflation affects your wallet. Now let's get personal. How does inflation actually impact you? The effects are felt in three major areas of your financial life. 1. Your spending. This is the most obvious effect. The cost of your daily essentials, food, gas, electricity, goes up. Your purchasing power is directly reduced, forcing you to make difficult choices about what you can and cannot afford. 2. Your savings. Inflation is a silent thief for your savings. If your money is in a traditional savings account earning a 1% interest rate, but inflation is running at 5%, you are actually losing 4% of your money's value every single year. The hard-earned money you've saved is silently getting smaller in real terms. 3. Your wages. If your salary doesn't increase at the same rate as inflation, you are effectively taking a pay cut. While your paycheck may have the same number, it buys you less at the store. This is a common and frustrating experience for many people during periods of high inflation. Advanced concepts, types of inflation, and what to watch for. Beyond the basics, there are a few other terms that are crucial to understanding the full picture of inflation. 1. Hyperinflation. This is an extreme, out-of-control inflation, often running at over 50% per month. It's rare in developed countries, but has happened in places like Venezuela and post-WBE Germany. It completely destroys an economy and makes money worthless. 2. Deflation. This is the opposite of inflation, where prices are falling. While it might sound good, it's actually very dangerous for an economy. Consumers delay purchases hoping prices will fall further, which slows down the economy and can lead to a recession. 3. Stagflation. This is the economic nightmare scenario, a combination of economic stagnation, slow growth and high unemployment, and high inflation. It's particularly challenging for policymakers because the usual tools to fight inflation, raising interest rates, can worsen the unemployment problem. How to protect your wallet from inflation. So, with all of this in mind, what can you do? 1. Review your budget. Now is the time to be smart about your spending. Reevaluate your budget and identify areas where you can save. Making conscious choices about where your money goes is your first line of defense. 2. Invest your money. Keeping all your money in a low-interest savings account during high inflation is a guaranteed way to lose value. Consider investing in assets that have historically kept pace with, or even outpaced inflation. This could include stocks, real estate, or even commodities. 3. Hedge your bets. Diversifying your investments is key. You might look into inflation hedging assets like Treasury inflation-protected securities, TIPS, or real estate. The goal is to ensure your portfolio isn't overly exposed to the negative effects of rising prices. 4. Increase your income. In the long term, your best defense against inflation is to increase your earning power. This could mean asking for a raise, acquiring new skills, or exploring additional income streams. Conclusion. Inflation is a powerful and often misunderstood force. It's a natural part of a dynamic economy, but when it gets out of control, it has a very real and tangible impact on our daily lives. By understanding the basics, you are no longer a passive observer of economic events. You become an active participant, ready to make informed decisions to protect your financial future. Thank you for joining us today on Econ Unlocked. If you found this deep dive helpful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. What other economic mysteries do you want us to unlock? Let us know in the comments below.